And we're live. No introduction, no good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. This is a War of the Wrath scene, and it is the end of the war. The world burns. That's all we can say about that. We're joined now in a place called Narin. It is a jungle retreat, a bastion of the fallen. It's one of the few that are remaining left. And only cats and Gorgoni reside here now. The war is going very badly for the fallen, but the great evil, or the great travesty of the host has yet to befell upon them. Gorgoni rises for the day and feels a presence approaching. A member of the fallen has been sent to see her. An audience is craved, and her cats bring her news of a single being that is approaching up the paths cut into the rock of this bastion.
Gorgani will she'll walk up to the towers and look down as the person approaches. She'll basically be perched like almost as a gargoyle on the walls.
The image of the one approaching them, he is also now eschewed human form. Let me introduce you to our fallen demon, one of the Silver Legion. His body is being transformed, and he has taken away any human trait that he has. There's no eyes on his floating glob of sort of liquid metal that seems to sort of constantly reshape to sort of give you an indication of his emotions. You get the feeling that he spotted you, and he offers a deep bow.
Gorgani she just nods. She'll make sure that he can actually see her as she transforms her chameleon skin into basically what you see right now. So the orange hairs covering her entire body of her demon form. Almost it almost seems as if they set the wall on fire as they just float in the wind.
Hail and well met, mistress of this keep. May I approach?
With that, Gorgani will simply just jump down to probably. Well, it's a fair jump, but she'll land gracefully in front of this new arrival. Yes, you may. What news?
The news, I think you understand and know the news already. The news is ill. It's going very badly for us. And the seers of the Bastion of the Eye have sent me at the charge of the one that we serve. Lucifer has asked me to come here and speak to you as herald of something. Is there a place that we can go where we're not so exposed?
It's better to be exposed. That way we can see everything approaching, but be it as you wish. And she'll turn around and start walking inside.
As you wish, my lady. The figure will walk alongside you, and will find a place suitable, nice sort of overgrown stonework where he perches himself down.
Organi will, by the way, she'll walk to a point where she can still keep an eye out on the surroundings of the bastion. So she perches, or she basically sits down in one of the open windows. There's no glass or anything.
If it's any consolation, there are two possible futures, both of which will mean that this place will be attacked within several days of now. We are safe for the time being, though.
Several days. Any indication on how much? How many days? I mean, are we
That
talking weeks? Are we talking?
I believe that is you have 6 days.
Mm.
This is one of the possible features that we have seen. And I'm here to help and test by the charge of the Morningstar himself. So, to business, I think, because I am sure that you dislike my presence here and causing trouble for your solitude.
Don't worry, it's nothing personal.
That is, I understand and appreciate this. The Blackwing Malhim have pretty much been the trump card for the host now and are pushing us back on all sides. But something else is coming now. 4 angels of the host, newly created and fashioned by the Creator. They have no names. These 4 angels are more powerful than any Archduke. And the 4 of them together apparently are rumoured or have been foreseen to be as strong as Lucifer himself. They are captaining the Malhim, and they, untested in battle, the first hammer stroke of their action in this war will fall on this place.
First,
The first.
I see.
Now, Lucifer has charged me to find the best possible future. We understand that your future has a uniqueness to it and is intertwined with others, and we can't see clearly what will happen. So I need to find out which future is the best for us and then advise accordingly.
Then what are you waiting for? Do it.
I shall. He looks, well, you get the impression he stands again, and the glob of liquid metal flattens into almost like a perfect mirror. And you see your reflection shining upon it. Look into yourself and let us see what will happen.
You can see Gorgani kind of turning her eyes, sighing, as she's not really a big fan of these kind of things, but she will try to do as this fiend tells her to.
A flash of light and the fallen disappears, and it is dark, well, darkening anyway. It's the blood-red hues of twilight. You hear the sounds of roars, screams, and bellows beneath and outside from your window. There is sound and the smell of some kind of miasma on the air, which offends your senses. But the worst thing is the blood-curdling screams from the forest beneath you. Narin is an old bastion. It's overgrown, but it's been kept that way for reasons. It fits your personality in the sense that people can hide and ambush, and the cats and the creations that you have made with your powers serve you well. The armies of the host, you do not see any Malhim black-winged, but you do hear the mortal thralls that are being butchered by your army that is hidden in the forests beneath this place that you're standing now. What are your actions?
Gorgani will, first of all, she will activate her chameleon skin again, making sure that she cannot be seen, or basically disappears into the background of wherever she's standing. She will stealthily crawl outside of the window and down the side of the bastion. She will crawl down, but then on the outside of the place.
You can see sort of the outskirts of the place, of the sort of the jungle itself has been set ablaze as fire. A great sort of fire has been taken to this forest. Even though there are streams and that running through it, it seems that there's some incantation or enchantment upon it that allows the wood to burn. The smell starts to assault your senses as well. You see beneath you, making sort of way, humans wearing sort of fake armor, both all maybe 4 or 5, all carrying a spear and sort of rudimentary knife, freshly covered in blood, but they're still sort of resolved to do the damage that they need to. They seem to be hunting for you.
Gorgani will use her Lure of the Wilds to, even though the trees are set on fire, basically let them lash out to these mortals, trying to swipe them off the paths that they're walking on, almost using them as a baseball ball.
Oh, nice. Okay, just no need for a roll for that one. So the flaming branches of forestry essentially climb these soldiers, these scouts that are on their way to try and hunt you down, and they toss them like rag dolls back into the blaze. You can hear the sound of your cats rushing through the forests, and then the cries of those poor men. Those that survived, they being picked up and thrown. You do notice, and you start to feel a sensation of something approaching you, though. Something that you've never felt before. The captain of the army of the host, the one that the fallen has warned you of. Sensual and beautiful she is, and she seems to walk through the forest as if without no care. She approaches. Your tigers and your cats growl and trying to descend upon her, and with a wave of her clawed fingers, they seem to fall down to the ground, flesh slowing off, and the howls of pain of your animals as whatever it is seems to eat them from the inside. The clouds of these little parasites seem to swarm around her as well. This is not accustomed to the host that you've seen. There's no nobility here. There's no flying the flag of God. This is the ends justify the means. And this being that you've met, that has no name as of yet, is laying waste to the trees and to your army itself. Even the trees seem to sort of rot away as she approaches.
Oh dear, you didn't. Gorgani growls as she hears the cats in pain withering away. She'll jump down into the courtyard of the bastion itself, gathering a few of the big cats, tigers, lions, some of them already modified to be specifically created for combat, so they will already have their extended claws, and they will already be huge, like more than twice the size of a man. And she will gather 4 of those creatures and starts to, with the Lure of Beasts, start to combine these creatures into this big black cat with yellow eyes staring even at Gorgani at that point, with malice in its gaze. He'll have a forked teeth, huge fangs, horns on the top of his head, and you can almost see poison dripping from those horns as it scratches its claws on the earth of the courtyard. Its tail lashes as a whip.
Nice. You can hear the animal voice inside your mind. My lady, what is your command?
And Gorgani will walk to its huge head. It's probably about, I don't know, it's hovering above her, and she'll have to reach up just to touch its the lower part of its jaw, just patting it a little. She sighs. I will need you to sacrifice yourself. I don't think you'll survive this, but you will have to create a distraction while I attack this person from behind. Create diversion. Can you do that for me?
A long tongue drops out of its mouth and it actually licks your face. It is an honor to die for you, my lady.
I will never forget you.
Name me before I go.
I will name you Mad Coil, as that is what you are, and that is what you will bring to them, madness.
The grin stretching from ear to ear of this gigantic beast that you have created, and it bounds off. Mortals in between there, more disciplined and more armed and armoured than the ones that you so easily disposed of, stand before this creature that you've created. But like 10-pin bowling, they are tossed aside as this creature just bows through them, eating some, ripping others apart with its huge claws, and swiping the rest with its tail. You see now that your creation, your child, stands directly in front of her.
In the meanwhile, Gorgani will, as fast as she can, using her lore of fundaments, twisting gravity and gaining velocity, and she'll make she'll circle around the army so that she will be behind this person. She will wait until this combat will begin and then try to strike her in the back.
And blur of speed you are, then through the pestilential forest that you are now. And you do achieve right behind. You see this woman produce a sword, uncharacteristic of her kind, of her look. Gleams golden it is, and the feeling that you get from it is like the feeling of the great smithies of the host. As she sees your child approaching, she grins, and you can hear a voice, melodic but sinister. My brother gave me this. I've been eager to try it out. She draws this blade. Your child launches itself into the air, larger than life, and the shadow falls upon this woman, this captain. She raises the sword lazily. You don't actually know what happens or what energy there, but the next thing that you see as you take your opportunity to strike her back is your child cut in two.
I expected that much. The moment that sword hits the animal is the moment that Gorgani, as she saw the sword, will dive towards this being, and she will try to she will actually go for the arm that's holding the sword, trying to claw and bite it off this person's uh, body.
Gotcha. Dice pool, difficulty 5, please.
Four successes.
You descend upon her, and she turns lazily as to see you approach as your teeth and your claws land upon her sword arm. There is a satisfying crunch and rip as you pull her arm from her body, and the sword is still clutched in her hand. She looks at you bewildered for a moment, and then looks at the stump of her arm that seems to be bleeding profusely, and then looks back at you and grins. Bitch. I like that arm.
Well, looks like you'll have to find a new one. And Gorgani will she'll call upon the grass that they're standing on if it hasn't been burned.
You find that the grass beneath her feet is all black and nasty, and
then I probably won't be able to use it to basically clutch the arm and sword to the earth.
no, I think you can do that. Just give me that. The lasso, no roll needed. Just lassos onto the arm. You look down as you spit it down out of your mouth, and you can notice that it all looks veiny and like spots and nastiness, and the red blood that was pouring out of it before now seems to be black and treacle-like. And it's a disgusting taste to your mouth, and the smell in the air is terrible.
Can I actually grab the sword?
Yes, you can grab the sword if you wish.
Then I guess I will, because I think it's a likely possibility that she'll try to at least grab the sword again. So better be quick about it.
Yeah. You take the sword in your hand, and you feel a sharp pain as you grab the sword, which does subside. You can feel that this sword is. You recognise the feeling of it. They say that there was a fight, one that happens possibly in the future or in the past, we don't know, where Charon, one of the fallen, the lead of the lead of the Legion of the Fifth Legion, the ones that have created Sanctuary, fought a great, powerful archangel. A shard of his weapon, his scythe, is broken off and ferried away. This feels like it has his essence about it. It is Omega. It is the Ender sword. And you can see that its destiny is literally, it kills angels.
It's a good thing it's not. That it's a good thing I'm facing it from this side and not from the other.
The nameless angel, the captain, raises the stump of her arm up to you. It's now also, this seems to be all soggy and blackened and nasty. And she's still grinning. Nice one, bitch. But that sword is mine. And now it's my turn. And what gush, and essentially like a torrent of water, is black, gooey messy string of tentacle gump comes out of her stump and launches towards you.
Wow. I'm gonna try and dodge it, but I have a feeling that I'll fail anyway.
You're perfectly welcome to. Excuse me.
No, I won't be able to dodge.
You leap out the way, but it catches hold of your leg and wraps itself around you, sort of almost snake-like. You can feel the burn as it sort of applies pressure, and then you can feel the snap as if you had bones, your leg is basically broken in multiple places. She grins there, looking at you. You feel the sort of sharp pain as this tentacle kind of mass that seems to have locked itself around your leg, sort of seems to try to penetrate your skin as well. Your actions.
Gorgani will she'll grimace, looking up at this angel, who is probably a lot larger than she is. And she'll crouch down, and as she looks up, she just whispers, "It would have been better if you would have let me go, you know." And she'll try to go for a swing with the sword, see if she can cleave this creature into.
Okay. Yep, you can add an extra 2 dice.
I got 9.
I have 9.
Defender wins.
Her body turns black and tar-like as the sword whizzes over through where her throat was. She seems to withdraw from it and then reform again. And the black mass around your leg has now got into your body, into your skin. Feel it now. The first thing that you feel is ill. She's grinning at you still. I'm inside you now, bitch. Want to give me the sword back? Or do you want to feel more pain before I finish you off?
This is the point where Gorgani won't answer anymore. She prefers to fight in silence, but probably from her gaze you can see that she would never give this up.
Very well. She pulls the mass from her arm and your leg is severed from your body. What's left of your leg disappears into the black mass as it retreats and then becomes her arm again. You start to feel nauseous. And you can feel the faith. Feeling this, it feels like it's ebbing from you. She approaches.
There's one last move that Gorgani can do at this point. Using Lore of Fundaments again, she will leap into the skies as high as she can with the fate that's still left inside her, and she will toss the blade in the general direction of Lucifer's Bastion. She'll toss it with all the strength, and she'll use all the powers that she has to put more acceleration into this flying weapon in order to get it out of this person's sight.
I gotcha. Right, no need for roll because that sounds cool. So basically, you launch an ICBM that is a sword across the skies, and it blazes a golden path, and there's a sound of what essentially you can only sound like in the future people describe as a tomahawk missile launching across the world. And you can hear boom, a sonic boom as it passes, speed of sound. That sword, out of this story, never again should be shown. Find yourself spent. The power to do that seems like it was that she did to you, getting inside your body with any additional use of powers that you have seems to have found its way of corrupting your essence even more.
Yeah, probably Gorgani would just fall down at this point, no longer being capable of holding herself in the air. So she'll just land in a heap in front of this angel thing.
Blackness will leak out of her arm again and will wrap itself around your throat. I'm going to enjoy this. She comes forward and you can feel pressure and the pain and burning of this blackness. Feel that this perhaps will be the end of your existence until one thing happens. A steel shard, sharp and possibly sharp, penetrates her back. Another and another. She screams in pain and lets you go. And you notice that these shards seem to be coming from the skylight. Some of the trees that still are still there. And you see climbing down these metal stakes a familiar face. A giant spider, black as night. You can hear the voice of your old mentor as she comes clambering down towards the nameless angel that she has speared with her steel-like webs. The nameless angel turns into black goo and then rolls away from the metal spikes or the web and then reforms herself, looking up at Lolth. Lolth looks down, starting to turn into her angelic form, as you remember. She says, "That hurt me, bitch," the nameless angel says to Lolth. "Didn't expect to see you here, but it's about time that you've finally taken a side in this war." And you can hear Lolth's anger and remorse in her voice as she says, "You will be destroyed by me. You wiped out my children. You destroyed my home, and you cast a plague upon my children, and all I could do was watch them die. I had no way, even with my power as a duchess, I could do nothing. You have no name, but I name you now. One of the four. You bring carrion and plague. You bring disease. There is no high name that the host gave us, like Lolth or Gorgoni. You shall only be known amongst the fallen as pestilence. And with that, she turns into a giant spider form again and launches towards the new named angel called Pestilence. You're not too sure what happened, but a streak of blackness, sharp and black as night and as sharp as any blade, severs Lolth in two, and her form crumbles to nothing. The angel that is called Pestilence will now walk towards you. She'll say, "Any last words, bitch, before I end you like I ended your master?"
I don't have a master.
That is not what she seems to think, for I have her memories now. Never mind. We will recover the sword and we will destroy you all. And here I end your life, Gorgoni. And she strikes you down. And then you flash back to standing in front of the fallen angel. Interesting. Most interesting. I did not foresee that Lolth would come to your aid. So she did and will finally choose a side in this war.
What can I say? We have a complicated relationship.
The sword is something that we must be careful of, but it's clear that if you stay here to resist, then this will be the end of your existence. Lucifer has charged me with the preservation of that. So you must leave this place now.
But if I stay,
If you stay, then you will be destroyed.
that you will be able to retrieve that sword.
The sword is immaterial compared to your existence, and Lucifer has decreed this. It is not material gains of that sword that we require. It is whatever the future or fate that this universe has for your spirit and the ones of your companions.
You said there were two futures.
We have seen one of them. This is the one that if you stand here and defiantly resist this one that is being named Pestilence, one of the four, then you will fall and maybe bring ruin to the rest of us as well.
These are Lucifer's orders.
These are Lucifer's orders.
Very well. Where does he want me to go?
Return to the Palace of Sighs, for there we will await our fate, and we will await our inevitable defeat.
So it's over.
It is. This is the first time that we saw, as I said, the hammer stroke of these four angels brought by God and captains of the Malhim. A duchess, and as yourself were no match for her power. And who knows what her brothers are.
Very well. I will return.
I am sorry to bring those bad news. But I fear that in our future now, that even if we decide to not resist and surrender, even Lolth herself will perish in the end. Many more of us will fall.
I have the feeling many of us will fall anyway.
I agree. Let us at least spend together amongst our beloved and our human hosts before the end.
Before the end it is then. Gorgani will simply turn and walk away, gathering as much of her animals as she can.
I think we can switch back into the 21st century, where a very delinquent student has dozed off in class again. Dreaming. That's such a cool picture. So Lily wakes up there essentially in a classroom, again with the droning teacher. That seems to put you to sleep at all times, but obviously you can react the way you have.
Great. And she'll just look at Daniel, who's sitting somewhere on the other side of the classroom. She's like, shit, I have to ask him to borrow his notes again.
You also notice, whilst you're here, a Korean girl, which you know as Kim, who's essentially staring at Daniel's back with attendance, or with like watching his every move, with one of those sort of expressions on her face.
No chance, girl. No chance.
If you make a quick perception plus investigation roll.
You actually think I have investigation?
Just roll perception. Just roll perception.
There is a 10 there.
That'll suit me. You do notice she's been doodling on her sort of notepad and her laptop, and you can see it's what looks like something possibly her name in Korean next to Daniel's name, sort of a stick figure characters, and then a little heart, and that seems to be drawn above it.
I'm sorry, Lily. She just has to laugh. It's like there's no chance. You know, Lily will be nice for once. This is almost unheard of. And she'll just scribble on the paper, but it might not be so nice after all. But she'll just scribble on the paper, like, "Dear Kim, you do know that Daniel has a girlfriend, right? I'm really sorry for you. XXL."
So
and she'll toss it in her direction.
So she'll take this paperwork and she'll look at it and go. And she'll look at you and she'll go. She'll point. And to you and to Daniel.
No. Lily will just shake her head. No. She'll actually just, she'll grimace a little bit like, ew, the thought alone. No.
She'll nod, and so Heejun will write something down on a note that you written, and then pass it back. And so when you open it up, it will say, "Not if she's dead." She'll grin and give you a thumbs up.
Lily will write something again, pass it back, and when she opens it up, she'll read, "Honey, no chance. Really, no chance."
She mouths the words, "Yeah, I know. I am the best for him." and she'll smile and she'll return to looking at Daniel's back.
Lily will just shake her head and almost like slap herself on the forehead. Like, seriously, girl doesn't get a hint. Fuck that. Her problem.
And we shall end our scene there, I think, with potential of great mischief to happen in the future.